in those 19 years that there's a few things that as a society we need to work on. Firstly, we need to increase our awareness of autism. As Grace said about the young boy that was arrested, we need our medical facilities, our police, all our members of parliament, every area of government, and all aspects of society need to understand our kids with autism, the difficulties that they have. Sometimes their behaviour is a little bit unusual. The other area that we need awareness on is the effect on the families. I know it's been said that a mother or a family raising an autistic child often suffers the same levels of stress as a soldier in combat. And I've seen that with my own eyes, and I know that is very true. And we need to acknowledge that about the carers and the amazing work that they do in our society, that unpaid work that they do looking after our kids with disabilities. We also need, the second thing is to advocate for more resources for our kids and young adults with disabilities, especially autism. I've seen things like iPads and the new technology, how much difference that can actually make in children's lives. So as all members of parliament, all levels of government, we need to be advocates to make sure there's a greater share of the pie that goes to our special people with autism. Thirdly, we need to make sure that we continue as an economy and as a country to grow that pie, to make sure that we continue to become a more wealthy country, to make sure we're encouraging entrepreneurial activities, to use the resources of this country that God gave us. And that way, we can make sure we can have more resources for our kids with disabilities. And fourthly, and finally, we need to ensure that we are putting more resources into research, medical research into autism. If I think back 100 years ago, and if we look at the developments that we've made in 100 years, what we could possibly do in the next 100 years with autism. Just so we went back at time 100 years ago, our childhood mortality rates were something like 70 out of every 1,000 children that were dead before their first birthday. 70 kids out of every 1,000 died. Today we've got that down to about 4 through medical research. We've extended the life expectancy, the average life expectancy of Australians, by almost more than a quarter of a century. A quarter of a century of life, 25 years extra of life, the average Australian enjoys today. These are things that we've achieved over 100 years. So I say we should be daring to dream. We're not going to fix or cure autism tomorrow or next year. But in the next 100 years, we should be ensuring that our medical resources are devoted to find out the causes of autism, so we can put more resources in. And who knows, in 100 years' time, people standing here in Australia, what cures and what advances that we can be made in autism. That's the dream that I have, and that's the dream that we all share here tonight. To try and find those medical breakthroughs. And until we can, to make sure we give our people with autism every opportunity they can to participate in this great country. So tonight, when the raffles come around, and when the prizes come out, and I think they're selling pigs if I'm correct, when they come out, I ask you to dig deeply, to help, to give Grace and her wonderful angels every little bit of help that they can deserve. Thank you very much.